Guys, how y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Kourtney Kardashian, you have been vindicated. And people are saying that Kourtney is smug as can be because it looks like the same thing they tried to turn her into the black sheep of the family. Now everybody is coming around and seeing what she's talking about. Let's talk about the headline first, right? Kim feels it's time to scale way back on the TV show, causing a nightmare for Kris Jenner. They said Kim is booked and busy, and according to a source, she's too busy. A source tells Globe that Kim has reached the point where she has to be realistic about her bandwidth. And I said, what? So, basically you're doing the same thing that Kourtney did a few years ago? Yeah, exactly. I'm old enough to remember that they crucified and literally physically jumped Kourtney when she said she was focusing on her kids and walking away from the show. And the second their kids got the same age that Kourtney's kids were at that point, they're now saying the same exact thing. Remember when Mason got a certain age, around the age that North is, and all their kids are getting, all of Kourtney's kids. And Kourtney was starting to see the effects of reality TV on the kids. And she was like, I'm stepping away. I'm focusing on my family. Do y'all remember when Kourtney mollywopped? I mean, mollywopped Kim, and her makeup was on the wall, and then Kim tried to give her back, but then Khloe jumped in and acted like she was trying to diffuse it, but then she ended up holding Kourtney so that Kim could get a good one in. Do y'all remember that? Yeah, I know you remember that. It was some wild times. But honestly, what is going on? Now all of a sudden, again, remember how they all were so not happy for Kourtney and her wedding for Travis? Because Travis is like, baby, you ain't never got to work. Let's focus on the lemon. Sell some water with me. You don't ever have to worry about your family. And they got even more mad because between her money and Travis's money, she never needed anything Kardashians related again. Now all of a sudden, it's cool that Kim wants to step away. I mean, I guess better late than never. Again, Kourtney has been, I think she's been vindicated. Now, why would Kim be doing this? Maybe, here's what I think. I think that new TV show she has coming out, and I think it's directed or produced by Kenya Burris, you know, the guy that did Grownish and whatnot. I think Kim thinks this is going to parlay her. I mean, and to be honest, maybe it could if she's like a side character or something. But honestly, how long does a TV show last? Like, this is what, 3 seasons at the most? But I don't know. Because Grownish and Blacklist lasted a long time. And when you think about it, the Kardashians have already made tons of money. But be serious. Most people have stopped watching reality TV completely. Not just the Kardashians, just a lot of reality TV. So again, I don't think there's going to be not that much difference in what they're leaving on the table. If anything, I think it's a nightmare for Kris because they need the exposure, you know? I will say this, I'll be shocked if Kim's acting career takes off. You know, some people are known for their beauty and their appeal, and they're still like, they have an innate talent for acting. Like Brad Pitt, right? He disappears into a role. Marilyn Monroe, Denzel Washington, Idris Elba. There's certain people that just disappear into the role they're in. Kim does not have that ability. You never forget that you are watching Kim Kardashian. Kim can't even disappear into her role of being a muse because, again, maybe it's because her presence is so big. You never forget. You always know you're looking at Kim Kardashian's in some clothes. You never focus on the clothes, and I don't know. It's weird, right? But again, I don't know. Again, I will say this. This all feels like the aftermath from Kanye's meltdown. I think Kim was able to keep a lot of the damage away from her, right? But I think Kim and Kim's brand, I think it was still tarnished. I mean, even how, if you look at things now, no one is willing to publicly date her because they don't want to deal with Kanye. And her brand is generally diminished. Even though I will say, I do think that her dating Pete was a death knell, that nobody wanted to go after Pete. Nobody wanted to date Pete Davidson's ex, you know? I just think that's what it is, right? But again, her brand is generally diminished because of Kanye and then the Pete. And I mean, she's not, and don't get me straight, I don't think she's like persona non grata like Kanye is, but it's nowhere near she was. And then when you think about it, I think she's aging out of her demographic. Hear me out. It's not Kim's age. Kim is beautiful. Like, that's not the issue. The issue is that fashion people, fashion houses want to sell that demographic between about 18 to 35. That's the golden thing where you'll spend your rent money on a pair of shoes. You're really into fashion. You know, something about those ages, men and women, you buy more than any other demographic. You know what I'm saying? So you need to appeal to those demographics to get the prime sponsorships. But the thing is, Kylie appeals to those demographics. Kylie understands those demographics. Why? Because Kylie is that demographic. Now, don't get me wrong. Gen Z, which is the demographic I think they want, Gen Z, they have like their older icons like Angelina Jolie, blah, 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 blah. But there's something about the women and men that they're just like, oh yeah, you got that. And you can still carry major campaigns where you have this style, this aura. So people are like, yo, that's big sis. I want to be like big sis when I get older. You know, that's big bro. I want to be like big bro. Kim does not have that. She's not the fashion girly that Kanye made her into. She's not influencing. So when you think about it, it's like, yeah, why would an advertiser pay you money when they can just pay Kylie and Kendall, who are of Gen Z and understand their demographic? You know what? I don't know, right? I just don't think she has the style to be beloved by Gen Z. But in any case, right? Kim says she's tired. Kim says she's leaving. Kim says it's over for the Kardashians. And just like Kourtney said, if Kim says it, then all of a sudden we have to do it, right? Because she said she's scaling way back. And I get it on one hand. Kim is trying to be like respectable. She wants to move past like the Kim K superstar days. And I get how on reality TV, the only thing that keeps the ratings up is some type of garbage going on. You know, it's trash TV. It's fun, but it's trash TV. And she doesn't want that in there, right? Anyway, they're saying that she's scaling way back. Kim doesn't want to let her mom or the family down, but the reality show is not her top priority. So are they going to corner Kim like they corner Kourtney and give her the business? Throw hands? Just because? Are they going to say you're the laziest one, you're the least interesting one to look at? They said between her growing her business empire and her kids and her ambitions with social justice and her law career, there just aren't enough hours in a day. Something has to give. But I'm confused because I thought this was her real life. Like, is it that difficult to have cameras following you around? Oh, I get it. This is a heavily edited version of your life. Anyway, they said Kim has taken the bar exam. Let's see if she passes it. And she said, you know, of course she has to focus on her kids. And she's not saying that she'll quit the show entirely, but she's simply hoping her sisters can pick up the slack. But how are they going to pick up the slack? Kourtney already checked out. Kylie and Kendall are like, don't even try it. The only person left is Khloe. And Khloe and I think Kris are producing some show about like the girlfriends of Calabasas. Like they're producing like a spin-off reality show with like all their friends and stuff. Listen, they said Kris is panicking. Even though Kim is still insisting it can work, the writing is on the wall. You know what? Kim's not saying she'll quit. Kim is going to see if she can step out this season and do other stuff. And if it doesn't work, then I think she might come back. But at the end of the day, like the Kardashians have seen better days. How are y'all feeling about this? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all already know how I feel about this. I do honestly can't get over how funny it is that everything Kourtney said, they're now coming around. I guess that is ever the dutiful oldest daughter. She was a trailblazer and she was right. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.